Okay, everyone, hello. This is my mom, so be nice. That's right. That's my mom, and I was teaching her how to play TFT on stream a couple days ago. And as you might expect, my mom, she is not somebody who's played TFT before. She's never even played any sort of video games like this at all, strategy games or otherwise. So I'm going to be going over some stream highlights of that stream. I'm also going to be doing some post commentary, so I'm over here with the mic in the background. I'll try and point out some things along the way. Some important things to note before we get started though. My mom's really shy. She really wanted coaching. So normally if I was doing this video, I would treat it more of like, you know, let my mom make the mistakes and have things go wrong and then just like tell her afterwards what went wrong and so that we can play another game and improve on those things. She was really worried about that. So she really wanted to like do well and stuff. So she's like, can you just like point at stuff and show me stuff along the way, which is what I was doing. Then also I set up team planners, right? Having a plan is really important. I always suggest to have 1 or 2 comps, even if you're just starting in a team planner, just so you have like an idea forced towards those things. And it gives you a little bit more time to figure out the other aspects of the game, like econ and everything else. And of course, my mom, I gave her some guides to watch beforehand. She didn't watch them, so there's no beforehand knowledge. And audio issues in the first couple minutes, you'll notice the music is really loud. That will get decreased. Don't worry about it. It'll get fixed for later in the video.
Hello.
My mom knows that I play this game. And my mom sees me play all the time. And she wanted to do a video, or she wanted to help out a while ago. So she's like, maybe I can play and I can teach her. No low rolls. Yeah, mom, when something starts to go bad, you just start complaining, you say it's a low roll. Stupid. Chat! Fix your game, Riot! Excited?
Oh, yes.
Ready to go?
Alright.
Alright. Accept. Click accept. Right, left click. Alright, we're in! Chat! So now, if you right click around the board. You know, right click, like middle mouse. You see how your guy follows your cursor? You see, you're this little blue block.
Yes. Do I click on the blue one?
No. This just is so you can pick up stuff. So you
oh,
see, like,
so
right
when I
over
do
there.
right click, I can move them like this?
Yeah, so you see these little
okay.
question mark things? These are pickups. So click them with your right click. Yeah, and you see you're gonna pick them up. Perfect. And then pick up this one. Right over there.
Yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Right, and now let's try moving these guys around. So click this guy over here.
Right click?
Left click.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see how you can drag him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put him on a different square. So put him on one of these other hexes. These other hexagons.
Okay. Is this guy gonna shoot me? No.
No, these are all your guys.
Oh,
these are all your guys.
okay, so my guys.
You see how? Don't worry, everything's going great. All right. So this one, we're probably just gonna click this right here.
Okay. Left click
number
or
one.
left
right,
click?
Right. No. Move your cursor.
Yeah.
You see Ruined King. We're just gonna click that one.
This one here?
Yeah, but just read what it says first. So, the reason I suggested Ruined King, by the way, is just because it gives a very easy game plan. When you're thinking about the game and you're starting out, you really want to have a game plan. You want to have an idea of what you want to play and which units you want to play, just because you don't know what all the units do. You don't know what everything does. A lot of times you can find them on a website. You can find them from one of my guides if you watch my own guides. But of course, just having, even if you don't know anything, just looking conceptually at the augment, it says gain a Viego, your Viego becomes stronger. That's how you can summarize all of it. So it gives you a good, clear idea. It's like, let's just play Viego. That's the unit I'm going to play. The unit will be strong. Hopefully the game's balanced such that this augment actually makes the Viego strong in a meaningful way. And that gives you a really clear game plan that can help you have a lot of success. Now you can focus on other stuff. You know what you're playing, you know what you're doing, and you just go for that guy. Which is why I said that's the one that we're going to click. It's a little bit lucky for the first game to have something so obvious, but that's the main logic behind what I was trying to do here. Like, read this.
Gain a 2-star Viego. Your strongest vehicle shares 30% of the passive with other Shadow Isles allies. After collecting 100 souls, this ability upgrades.
Perfect. So just click that one.
Right?
Yeah. Left click. Perfect. So you see, the reason we clicked it is because we have this guy. This is Viego.
Which one?
The one that you got.
Okay, this one.
Right, and now you see on the side of the board, you see how there's this ash. Sorry, this one unit here, laser pointer.
Where's the laser pointer?
Here, the laser pointer's not shown. So you might hear this. I had a laser pointer. My mom said get something and point to the screen to help her like identify, because she doesn't know the names of anything, right? So if I'm like, that's Viego, that's Ash, obviously she's not gonna know who Viego or Ash is. She never played League. She didn't play any of these games at any point in her life. But laser pointer died right at that exact moment. It's really funny. So the whole stream, this first little bit, you'll see I'm pretty flustered. We're both kind of flustered. It's also really hot in my room. My mom wore a cute sweater because she wanted to look good on stream, and we are just dying. So you know, it'll catch up later. You'll see that I start leaning over and pointing and stuff, but we get our groove in a little bit. Put this on the board.
This one?
We're gonna set up our board next turn. It's hard when it's the first game, so it's a little bit of an overload, but we're all fine now. Everything's gonna be great. Because now we have a full turn to just decide stuff. You see how they make you like pick all the stuff at the start of the game?
Yeah.
That's like, you just have to know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, it's gonna be rough. So now we know how to do it, so it's fine. Now we can chill for a second. So let's click on our Viego, right click on him. There's the information here. You see what he is? Viego, it says Shadow Isle, Quick Striker, whatever.
Yep.
Right? So now if you right click on this Ashe, do you see how she says Freljord Quick Striker? So you want to play her because she's also a Quick Striker.
Okay.
So grab the Ashe and put her on top of this unit. Yeah, let go. You see now she's in, and you see it says Quick Striker. Next, what you want to do is take one of these, drag them, and put them on the Viego. Any one of them.
Anyone?
Yeah. Just take it, drag it, and drop it on him. Yep, drop it. Perfect.
To become stronger?
Yep. When you put these on, they become stronger. And if you make certain things on them, then they'll basically like, you know, do more damage, they'll do more work, and everything will be much better, right? Alright. So you see, it says Yorick unlocked.
Yep.
Read what Yorick is. Right here.
This one here?
Yeah, what does it say?
He's a Shadow Isle Warden.
Okay, and what's Viego?
He's Viego?
Yeah. Right click on him.
Yeah, he's a Shadow Isle, so he's the same as him, so I can take him.
Yeah, so click him.
And put him on top of him?
Yeah, well first click it. When you click them here, they're gonna appear on this part right here.
Oh,
so just click him left click.
Okay.
Now drag him and just put him on.
On top of him?
No, anywhere.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere on the board.
Okay.
This part's the most stressful because it's the first round. After this round, everything's gonna be a lot easier.
Okay.
So what we're gonna go for is this sword here.
This one?
Yeah, so you right click. Yeah, and don't hit any. You know what? That's fine. What do you see here?
A Shadow Isle, Quick Striker.
And what's his name?
Viego.
Okay, so we click him, right? Because we want Viego.
Yeah.
And then what is this guy?
He's a Warden. I think we had one of those, right?
Yeah, so click him like that. See,
Yeah.
so now they're in, and you see how it says Shadow Isles?
Yes.
Yeah, so
With
that's
two.
good because you want. I know, like, if you're watching this and you're like not a beginner player and you've played a lot of these comms, having Shadow Isles in this late is very scary because normally with this comp it scales. If you don't know, Shadow Isles, they get stronger by collecting souls, so you want to have it in as early as possible. The mechanic of this set with the unlocks is the idea that you start with a Viego and then you use that to unlock the Yorick, and then the Yorick unlocks Gwen, which unlocks Callista, which unlocks Thresh, which unlocks like the whole Shadow Isles board. So it's really rough that we didn't start gaining souls, especially since like the whole Viego augment is with scaling Shadow Isles. Like if he gathers enough souls, that's how he gets his upgraded ult and he becomes a lot stronger. However, something that's always important to note, right? When you're playing in lobbies or when you are a beginner player, don't stress too much about these things, right? These are things that matter a lot if you're in a very stressful lobby where everybody is playing really aggressive and they have all of their units on their board and all of their items perfect. You're going to notice this game's not going to go really bad, even though we don't have Shadow Isles in early, because the game's going to last a lot longer, right? Boards aren't going to be optimized. So you're not going to take as much damage every single turn. You're going to live for a very long period of time. And then that's going to allow us to, even though we have Shadow Isles in later, it's going to be like no difference by the end of the game. Because by the end of the game, we're going to have all of the Shadow Isles scaling and buffs that we need anyways, because we're going to make it there no matter what. So that's why we're staying calm. You don't have to stress too much, especially if you're trying to teach your friend how to play TFT. Don't stress them out with some of the early stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that we have to improve on the board. We still have Kiana over here. You guys can pay attention to see when we actually get Kiana off the board. No spoilers, but it'll be a while. I want to put in the traits that our units have because it activates them and it makes them do work.
Okay.
So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to make units that are strong and you get different items on them and then that makes them stronger and then you basically win against the other player. Because as you see, we're not doing anything, right? It's all strategy. You can think of it like we're putting our chess pieces on the board and we're just trying to make them like do stuff on your chessboard, right? So the idea is that we have this Viego and we're trying to make this Viego stronger. The reason we're making the Viego stronger is because of the augment that we picked, right? We said, hey, we want a Viego at the start of the game, and this Viego is going to get stronger over time.
Okay.
That's the idea. So this is a very easy game to play right now. That's why I said click that first one. Because if you don't know what you're clicking, you're probably just going to click something random. If it's your first game, you're going to click something random. If it's your 10th game, you're going to click something random because you don't know exactly what's going on until you actually start playing the game quite a bit, right? So here, we're just trying to establish our traits and synergies to power up this Viego. So right-click the Viego, right? like right here, just right click him. So you see he's a Shadow Isles and a Quick Striker. So what do we want to play? We want to play Shadow Isles and we want to play Quick Strikers. That's the idea. So every time we see a Shadow Isles or we see a Quick Striker, we're trying to play them. That's why we want to play this guy who's a Shadow Isles, and that's why we want to play the other dude who's a Quick Striker.
Yeah.
What we also want to do is upgrade the Viego, right? When you upgrade 2 copies of a unit, or sorry, 3 copies of a unit, they upgrade and they turn into like a higher star level, right? When you have 9 copies of a unit, so basically like 3 versions of 2 stars, right? 9 copies total.
Right.
Then you will have a 3-star unit, and that unit's like really powerful. Let's just read all of them and see what you can make of it. And we're just gonna try and pick one of them. Which one of these looks fun that you want to click?
Well, this one here is going to have 700 health. Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Oh, sure, just take it then. Yeah, just click it. Just click it.
Is it health that is going to
Yeah,
have?
that's fine. Just click it.
Yeah.
I know we didn't reroll the augments. We'll learn that later. There's no tutorial for the game. We've hopped right into a ranked match, and we're just going through it step by step. As long of those options, all of them were kind of okay, low key, because even the Bloodthirster, if my mom doesn't know it, it's still good on Viego. But in general, all of these are fine, right? Having just general tankiness or just stuff that really strengthens your board is going to help you a lot, because if your frontline and your units survive, it gives them more time to do damage. So even if there's things that aren't optimized, like traits, synergies, items, just having your board or your units exist is really powerful, especially with Viego, right? This is a little bit high level, but Viego, if you didn't know, he basically like scales with time, right? As he attacks, he gains like more, his attacks become more powerful. So a big part of these boards, especially why he's good early game, is because eventually he'll just start hitting like a truck if you let him hit enough times. So any of those are fine. So even this one, you might look at it and be like, that's not if you play the game a lot, you might look at it and be like, that's not a really common augment for something like this, but it works really well because it's just really, really good tankiness. And my mom's like, hey, I can take this gives my units HP. She has a little bit of a debriefing along the way where I talked like HP lets them live longer. So she's like, yeah, I want my guys to live longer. That should be good. And great choice. All right. You know what a Bloodthirster. That's what I'm saying, right? You see how a beginner, you wouldn't be able to tell anything. It's like gain a Bloodthirster. What's that? You know what I mean?
Don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's just part of the experience. That's why usually people will look at guides and just follow stuff, and that's why a lot of the game is just knowledge. And we're just getting rid of those units. Perfect. Now I do want to say, we can still win this game. Funny enough, because this situation is broken, right? We want to click. We're gonna click on this guy, because who is that? Right click fast. Right click fast. Dodge the other one. Perfect. There we go. Whew, that was stressful. Right, ready? Watch this. Wow. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
He's gold now.
I know.
Do you know what that means?
Money.
Sure. If we put Viego with the Viegos, now we have a Giga Viego.
Yeah.
Right? So now we have this really strong Viego, and we have an augment that basically says if you have a Viego, he becomes really strong.
Right.
So that's good for us. So now we just have this Viego that's really strong. Right? And if you look here, you see how he says a hybrid fighter?
Yeah.
Hover over this, kind of like a drop-down menu. So you see here, hybrid fighter, attacks gain 10 mana, gain 30 attack speed. And you see how there's all these little items?
Right.
Right, these are the items, and if you look, don't they look similar to the stuff that you see? You don't have to move, just keep it hovered. You see how they look similar to things on the left?
Yes.
So the idea is that if you put 2 of these things together, they make this thing that's really strong on the guy.
2 of those on that side.
Exactly.
Okay.
So basically, if you look, we already made this one. You see how this one's on him right here? This one's on him right here?
Yes.
So we want to make the other ones like this. Do you see any of those that match up with these? We're looking at these pairs. Like if you have this and this, it makes that. If you have this and this, it makes that. Mm-hmm. Do we have any of those that match up? Try and see if you can spot them.
Oh, the bottom things. Okay.
Yeah, these
I
plus,
have
plus
it.
that.
I have the
perfect.
warden. The warden is
well, not the
no,
warden. It's next to warden.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Parallel
exactly.
to that line, yeah.
But you see how.
And then we have we have that sword, I think. Right
yeah,
over
exactly.
Here. This
so
one
basically, what you're gonna try and do is pattern match. Whatever of those 2 match up with these 2, you put on the guy, because those are what the guy wants. Because this is Viego, these are the things he wants. Okay. This is to try and help the beginner players. Obviously, it's confusing who's going to know what's over there if you don't have somebody that knows the game to tell you. Mm-hmm. But this is the game. They don't have a tutorial. That's why.
When you take
Something I do say a lot in the whole time that I was streaming with my mom, I mentioned it a bit because there isn't really a tutorial for TFT. There kind of is, like there's a little bit here and there, like you can play normal games, you can play some of the fun modes, but there's nothing that like forces you the same way, like, if you queue into a new game of Valorant, right? You never played Valorant before. They make you walk forward, plant the spike, shoot the dummies, right? Like what everything does. Like what the buttons do on your mouse. In TFT, it really feels like, at least in the onboarding experience, now obviously this isn't the large majority of players. Most of the players that play TFT, they come from League, so they know some of the controls, they know the champions, they know the units, so it kind of gets overlooked if someone's just playing TFT and not playing a different game, but it's why it doesn't really feel like standalone sometimes, right? My mom doesn't know how to pick up orbs. She doesn't know how to right click, she doesn't know how to left click, she doesn't know anything. And there's like, occasionally there's like a small little text that appears that says your bench is full, do this. But like there is a lot of information, right? They try and make it accessible. It's just that you don't know where it is. So a lot of times, like, if I were to make one complaint about the TFT onboarding experience for brand new players, you definitely need something that just like says where things are, at least if it's your first game or so, right? Like here, like the items that it shows, like when it says hybrid fighter, this is something I'm trying to teach my mom, and I teach it throughout this game as well as the next games that we play. It's just like, you don't need to necessarily know like the perfect items. You don't need to necessarily know the perfect things, but the information is there. These are things that should, in theory, be good on this guy. So if we can just pattern match and get that, then she can kind of solve the game herself and figure out like, hey, I can make 3 items on my units or 3 items on my tank and things will be pretty good. I just wish there was like an easier way of just like telling people about it, which is what a lot of this experience is, which is why, like, I'm talking a lot. My mom was also shy, she didn't want to talk, but that's why a lot of this video is just me like kind of like pointing to stuff. And I hope that, like, if you're a beginner player, it helps you out. If you're not a beginner player, kind of like entertaining in some way, and if you're someone just here for the fun of it, hopefully it's still a fun video.
Those 2 components on the side, how do you match it? You match it with somebody that's
just,
on the board?
Yeah, you just drop them. You drop them on the Viego. These are 4 Viego. Yeah, if you want to see what to put on a different
where do I
guy,
choose the 2 when they match?
You just drag it one at a time on him, and they'll combine when they touch on him.
Okay.
So this one, just which one do you want? Which one looks cool? Read through all of them.
I think this one here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, click it.
Left?
Yeah, left click. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm proud of my mom. I told her about like, it's like part of like, as we're talking is saying like, if a unit costs a lot of gold, like if they're like expensive, they're probably good. So she took that, and that's why she looked at that augment and said gain a bunch of 5 costs. Like she's like, okay, 5 costs, those are probably good because they're strong. Now, call it luck, call it skill, this is extremely good for our spot. So something that I talk about a lot with Shadow Isles is that 5 costs are really good. Shadow Isles, if you're playing it at a higher level, you really want to cap it out with 5 costs, and that's where it really shines. Because if you take all of the Shadow Isles units, for example, all of these units, this is what we're playing. We're just playing Shadow Isles because we're playing around Viego. But if you look at their synergies, you'll notice something that's really cool about them, right? We have Quick Striker, we have Disruptor, we have Vanquisher, we have Warden. What do those traits have in common? One thing is that they really, really work with a lot of the base 5 cost units, right? Most of the 5 costs in the game could actually synergize pretty easily with the board. So getting to high cap and getting to 5 costs is a great way to like make this board really strong. Fiddlestick's a Vanquisher. Ornn is a Warden, right? Obviously, like Annie and Zillion and Senna-Lucian are a little bit awkward, but Senna-Lucian and Shyvana, these are just good units to play no matter what because they give your whole team a team-wide buff. So these are just great as well. But then also we have Kindred and we have Azir. So if we hit any of these, like, yes, you can hit Ornn with that artifact, but we have with that augment, but we have a great chance of hitting stuff that just inherently will be good on our board, which is just nice. It's just nice to have. So, my mom, the absolute monster of a TFT player that she is in her game 1, probably picked the best augment we could have hit at that point. So, kudos to mom. No help needed there. Click on we gotta collect our things. Yeah, and then now collect your orbs. Oh, you have to like click away and then click back. Like it's like, that's finicky. And then one more. Yeah, see, the game sucks. Right?
I am right clicking.
Yeah, you have to move away and then go back because the game sucks. I just want to point out, I say it kind of jokingly, like, when I don't know what to say, I just say the game sucks. Right? Take it as you will. But that is probably the single most difficult thing for my mom to have overcome in this entire like session that I had with her. When you're on a pickup, it doesn't automatically collect. You have to click away and then click back. But the radius that you have to do that is not like the exact radius of the pickup. You have to click a lot further away. She struggled with that, I shit you not, for the entire 2-hour session that we had. It took until the end of the session that she was still like unable to pick up sometimes. And like stuff like that makes it really hard, in my opinion, for a beginner player, because you never want, like, how do I phrase it? Like, at certain times, she didn't know what she was doing wrong. She's like, oh, am I clicking the wrong button? Am I not supposed to right click? Am I supposed to left click? Am I supposed to, like, press, like, spacebar or something? She's, like, trying to figure out, like, she's literally, like, trying to problem solve how to use different buttons to pick up the orb, because she's on it and it's not going to her bench. And she's like, I thought that's what was supposed to happen. And I feel like, you know, I don't know if there's a fix for that. I'm not saying there needs to be a fix. I'm just saying if I had to pick the single, it's this and carousel. And my mom afterwards, you know, in true Fenrir fashion, you know, like mom, like son, she was bitching about that. I shit you not. She was like, yeah, the game was fine, but like, I don't understand why I couldn't pick up my question marks sometimes. She calls them question marks because they are. And then she's like, and the other thing that she complained about is carousel. She's like, I just can't understand the carousel. That thing spins way too fast. I don't know how to get it, which, you know, carousel problems are carousel problems. I know that's the beginner nightmare, but just, I digress. So what we're going to do next turn, we have to make our items, right? We've been trying to do this for a while, but we have to combine these to make things for this guy. We want to have 3 items on him, right? So remember what we said, what can we make?
This one here.
Okay, perfect. So let's put it on him.
So we'll take him and we'll put, where is he?
He's right here. So you can start to put it on him.
Okay.
He's here. Yeah, you see, and it combines and it makes a thing.
Oh, I see.
Now what we're going to do is press this to level. When you level, you can put more units on your board. Right? Do it again. Just keep clicking, keep clicking, keep clicking, click, 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 click. Stop. Put this on your board. Yes. Perfect. Chat, I swear to God, we're gonna win. I'm telling you now, you don't understand. We're winning fights. We're gonna win this game. I'm telling you, Mom. just hold on together.
Okay.
All right. But let's right click this guy right here. What is he?
He's a quick striker.
All right, cool.
Internal, yeah.
And how much does he cost?
5.
Okay.
Coin, whatever it is.
Yeah, so whenever a unit costs...
So I got 53. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you already bought him, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
But he's going to be really good because he is expensive, right? So you can replace this unit right here.
Yep.
Because this unit, the only reason they're on here is because they're a quick striker. So just swap these two, basically.
Why I do this is swaps?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
It's wild seeing the other players' boards. It's wild because this is the start of the game. This is how it goes. Ooh, Renekton unlocked. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we can buy when you unlock a unit, the way that it works is that usually that's a unit you want to play because it means that you have something on your board that made them appear.
Okay.
Right? So when you see that, it's like, oh, cool, that's a unit that I want to play with my board. So just click him because you're going to want to play him eventually.
This one here?
Yeah, perfect. So now let's just talk about the game in general, because now we're at a point where we can just chill for a second. Right? You're going to have to pick up your little orbs things, like the little blue things.
It's when they show up, yeah.
Yeah. But we're just going to try and teach, because we're doing this in the middle of a game, it's always stressful, right? Obviously, like, you know, I sent you the videos to watch and you didn't watch them. My mom didn't do her homework, so she doesn't know anything about like front line, back line, or positioning or anything like that, because she was just like, I don't want to watch it. So it's fine. Now let's just talk about the units in general, right? We're just going to right click on some stuff. We're not going to worry about anything else in the game. We're just going to right click on stuff just to see what they are and just explain what they do. So let's say we right click on this guy, right? He's a Shadow House as a Warden, but if you look here, it says he's a magic tank, right? If you see here, it will say that he's a front and a 1 hex, right? So what does that mean? What this means is that front means you want to put him in the front, right? This is your front, right? The top front part, and this is your back, the back part.
Okay.
So when somebody says they're a front, you want them to be in front, because the idea is that his job is to take hits so that your other people don't take hits.
Okay, he's a stronger pawn. Yeah.
Exactly. Now let's right click on this one right here. This one right here. Right? You see how it says back?
Yeah.
That means you want them in the back. Where are they right now?
In the front.
Well, what can we do?
We have to move them back.
Okay, so move them back. There we go.
Okay.
That's the game. Now you're as good as everybody else. So I just want to point out, I know that we are maybe like 15-20 minutes into the video. We're basically at the end of the game. and I'm only explaining frontline, backline right now. The reason it didn't come up earlier is that in this particular game, so when I first started the game, originally I was just going to make my mom just play Demacia, right? I was just going to make her hard force Demacia most games, because I think if you're starting out, the main thing that you want to do is just learn all the aspects, right? Right click, left click, put in frontline, put in backline, make items. There's too much to learn, right? So I wanted to just say, hey, we're just going to focus on clicking all of these gold units, whether we win or whether we lose. It makes a good board that we can often win with if we have the ability to hit everybody. And just have like a really clear game plan like that. I was going to explain all these things like frontline, backline, positioning, things like that. The issue is that my mom said, you know, how about you coach me and we play more like how you would play the game, right? Just like pick a comp. Like I said, because like, you know, I can tell you what to play and you can just play this one comp, or we can be creative and we can just like play what you hit. And she's like, sure, we'll just play what we hit. And I'm like, okay, fine. So in this case, we hit Viego Hero Augment. Viego, not very great. Like, it's clear because it's easy as a beginner comp, because like obviously you're just playing around the Viego. But Viego, he's a frontline unit that also does damage. So like, you know, making sure that you have a good front line and make sure you have a good back line, like it becomes a little bit more confusing. So now that we actually have frontline and backline units later in the game is why I'm introducing that concept, because now we can actually rearrange them and make it a little bit more meaningful. Because before it was just Viego 1v9, because that's how that kind of comp plays. You're really indexing all of your efforts into making sure your Viego can live and deal the damage. So a little bit more awkward. If you want to see a better example of something, I'm going to make a second video with my mom, because we played 2 games together, and you can check out that one. So make sure to like and subscribe. I'm also going to release it early for members. So if you want to see that, you'll see it like a day earlier if you're a member on my channel and you're supporting me by other means. Just to make it more interesting or fun for those that are supporting me by other means. So do that for every one of your units. Everyone that says that it's a front, put them in the front.
So he's a front?
So it's like, you have to just wait till the next little queue. See, there's a timer.
Oh, okay.
That's why sometimes you can do stuff and sometimes you can't. It's because, oh, this is your time to do stuff, and now it's your time to watch them do what you set them up to do.
I guess I was slow. I missed the timer.
See, my chat's like, are you telling me that you didn't like and subscribe? Yes, my mom didn't like and subscribe, so make up for it, guys. Go fucking like and subscribe so I have a living. Oh, look, we already won. There, you can go. GG, you're done. We're gonna win this game. I told you, it doesn't matter. We're gonna win this game because you have me here. There's no way you don't win this game with me. I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying that as a flex. It's because my mom was so incredibly stressed out about not winning. She's like, I want to make, like, her idea of the video being good, she was like, I want you to show up, and she's like, I want to perform well so that everybody that watches this thinks that you are so good at teaching and all of that stuff. I don't really care either way, right? Like, I can more force the hand, I can point to more things, like, I can make it so that it, like, you know, easier as an experience for her. So you can see, like, my mom, she's been very tense the whole time. You'll see she'll start to relax now, because now it's like, oh, we already won, okay, great, I did it, like, you know, because that's how it was. So just know, I'm not saying that, I'm saying it more as like a thing to comfort my mom. Like, don't worry, I'm here, we're gonna win, we have a good spot, don't worry about it. That's why I'm talking about it. I just want to make it clear, because I don't want people to watch this and think that I'm just like trying to like stunt on noobs and stuff like that. It was mostly just to show like the beginner experience, and then this is kind of how my mom wanted that experience to go. So that's how we're doing it. We already won. It's over. The game is over. Because we're only getting stronger as the game goes on, which is the funny part.
Oh yeah, he's a warden.
Yeah, but he also has a little
green thing.
That
You have
means
to
we
check.
want him.
Yeah, we want him.
So he's a Shadow Isles and a Warden. Now, we don't have enough space to put him on our board, right?
Right. Only
So
one
what can we
space.
do if we want to add another unit?
We gotta swap one.
We can swap one, but we can also just push the levels, right?
Oh.
The level costs gold, but as you can see, we have a lot of gold.
Right.
So let's just go all the way up.
To 9?
Yeah, and try and throw him on there. We ran out of time, we'll throw him in next turn. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
This one here is in the back.
Yeah.
This one here is in the front.
Yeah. Perfect.
Front.
Yeah.
Front.
Yeah.
And
Back. Perfect. Alright. We still have to put this guy on, so we'll put him on next.
But he wasn't on before, actually, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because last turn we didn't have time. So it's all good. Bane and Nivea avoid with no problem. Chat, we're not making fun of the other players in the lobby, because this is what a new player looks like. If I left my mom without me guiding, her board would be the same. We're still trying to figure out which units are fronts and backs. I'm sure the other players are also doing that. right?
Where is he now?
He's right there.
Here.
Yep.
Hard
Sorry,
to
the laser
find.
point. Yeah, it's hard to find because there's no visual clarity because look, your guys are all like light blue, and look at this guy. This guy paid money to make the background light blue. So you can't see shit. This is also something my mom complained about. She's kind of like me, right? Like she couldn't, on some boards, especially with the teleporting, she couldn't tell what was going on. And sometimes she couldn't even see the units well. Like obviously, like, you know, it's not because of old age. Like, you know, I have the problem too. Maybe it is because of old age. Like, I'm like 28. But like, you know, stuff like this, it's like my mom's like, look, she's like, I can't tell what's going on because the background's like a bluish color. All my units are a bluish color. I don't know. There's no way to really disable skins or anything like that. But like, you know, I'm also like that. So that's why I'm saying this, by the way. Remember, we still have to add one thing to this, right? What was the other thing we have to add to it?
This one.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So add it to him. Put it on him right here. And you see it made that thing. Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything is great and wonderful. On him, so he has 3 items. Right? Now he has 3. You always want to put 3 items together because it makes them stronger. Right?
Okay.
3 items together makes a unit stronger than just random items together. What you can do is you can spend some money to reroll. Right? You can... Oh, never mind. Alright, chat. What does that say?
First place.
Alright, see? I told you. We're gonna win. I didn't even get to finish teaching you how to play the game and you already won. Okay, yeah, that's what you call a high roll. You do a high roll, low roll. It's kind of like basically what happened that game is you got aces.
Yeah.
So you're aces and everybody's playing with 2s and 3s.
So if I don't get Viego, you don't win.
Oh yeah, no, it would be a lot harder without the Viego for sure.
So
what did you learn
no.
game? What did you learn that game? Try and name me 3 things you learned.
No.
What do you mean no? Tell me now 3 things that you learned.
Okay, the more that you put those things on top, the stronger they get.
Okay, perfect.
Then I learned who's front and who's back roll, like, you know, like who's the strong one to fight in the front to stop the enemies
front
from
and
hitting,
back,
front and
and
back.
then one more thing.
And to pick up all the little question marks there to
There you
get my
go.
gold.
See, chat? She knows everything. That's TFT fundamentals in one game. She's already as good as half of you in chat. I'm joking. I don't know how many people there are in chat, but you know what I mean. And that's it. That's the first game. So, for those that don't know, we did play 2 games. So, there will be a second game. I'm going to release it as a members only for the first, like, 24 hours or so. Just to make that fun, like I said in the middle of the video. So, you can check it out if you want to be a member and support me by that means. There's also coaching available for the higher tiers of members. But even the lowest tier, you'll be able to see it a little bit early. Takeaways from that, really fun. Love my mom. She did amazing. She did great. Really stressful for me, especially when my laser pointer broke, but we got our groove towards the end of it. And the next game is going to be really fun. I think the next game she had a little bit more of a handle on things, especially. And hopefully this was a fun experience for everybody watching. I want to try and do something fun and exciting. It took a lot of editing, even though it still is kind of scuffed here in the video. It did take a lot of effort to put this together, so hopefully it's well received. And like I said, there is going to be that second one. And then after that second one, we'll see how they do. And then maybe my mom will come back. My dream is that if my mom wants to, she's okay with playing some more. She had fun. She's just a little bit frustrated with some of the things in the game, right? Like her main frustration, like I said, it was the picking up the orbs, that sometimes it didn't work because she was too close to them. And then the other thing was like carousel. But I think once she gets a grasp on that, I was thinking of maybe doing like double up with her or something like that when she has a little bit more of a bearing on like the early game type of stuff or like the controls and everything like that. And hopefully if you are a beginner player, that was really helpful. If you're like very beginner and it's like you're brand new to the game, that kind of helps you. And hopefully you can guys look at it and maybe reminisce of times when you didn't know how to pick up orbs and things like that. So have fun, have a great day, and see ya. Bye-bye.